Good afternoon or good morning, everybody. Hope all is well. Hope everybody's having a wonderful and blessed day. Uh, we're sitting here in the back of the store. We decided to stay at the store last night. Just I had to do some computer work yesterday, and it took way longer than I expected. And, we're gonna get into God's word this morning as well. I also wanted to come on here and give a shout out to Real Greatness and supporting the movement. My ordered a coffee cup the other day from his website, and as y'all can see, came in today. Also, my blessing, a do rag, which are a bandana, the Real Greatness on the back of it, a cross. Wearing that, showing support, showing love, and I like my coffee cup. I've been needing could have used a different coffee cup anyway, so I would definitely be using this one as I am at this moment. So again, shout out to Real Greatness and his crew. God bless y'all. Much love. And we're going to see where God turns us to this morning. Look here. Jeremiah 34. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord when Nebuzar, Nazara, I don't know how you pronounce his name, king of Babylon and all his army, and all the kingdoms of the earth of his dominion. And all the people fought against Jerusalem and against all the cities thereof, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Go and speak to Zedekiah king of Judah, and tell him, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give the city into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall burn it with fire, and thou shalt not escape out of his hand, but shalt surely be taken and delivered into his hand. And thine eyes shall behold the eyes of the king of Babylon, and he shall speak with thee mouth to mouth, and thou shalt go to Babylon. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O Zedekiah king of Judah. Thus saith the Lord of thee, Thou shalt not die by the sword, but thou shalt die in peace, and with the burnings of thy fathers, the former kings which were before thee. So shall they burn odors for thee, and they will eliminate thee, saying, Ah, Lord, for I have pronounced the word, saith the Lord. Then Jeremiah the prophet spake all these words unto Zedekiah king of Judah in Jerusalem. When the king of Babylon's army fought against Jerusalem and against all the cities of Judah that were left, against Lachish and against Ezekiah, for these defenced cities remained of the cities of Judah. This is the word that came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, after the king Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people which were at Jerusalem, to proclaim liberty unto them, that every man should let his manservant and every man his maidservant, being in Hebrew or in Hebrews, go free, that none should serve himself of them, to wit, of a Jew his brother. Now when all the princes and all the people which had entered into the covenant heard that every one should let his manservant and every one his maidservant go free, that none should serve themselves of them any more, then they obeyed and let them go. But afterward they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids whom they had let go free to return, and brought them into subjection for servant and for handmaids. Therefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel. I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondmen, saying, at the end of 7 years let ye go every man his brother and Hebrew, which hath been sold unto thee. And when he hath served thee 6 years, thou shalt let him go free from thee. But your fathers hearkened not unto me, neither inclined their ear. And ye were now turned and had done right in my sight, and proclaiming liberty every man to his neighbor. And ye had made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But ye turned and polluted my name, and caused every man his servant, and every man his handmaid, whom ye had set at liberty at their pleasure, to return, and brought them into subjection, to be unto you for servants and for handmaids. Therefore thus saith the Lord, ye have not hearkened unto me, in proclaiming liberty every one to his brother, and every man to his neighbor. Behold, I proclaim a liberty for you, saith the Lord, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the famine, and I will make you to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of the covenant which they have made before me, when they cut the calf in twain, and passed between the parts thereof, the princes of Judah and the princes of Jerusalem, the nurturers, the priests, and all the people of the land which passed between the parts of the calf. I will even give them into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life, and their dead bodies shall be for meat unto the fowls of the heaven, and to the beasts of the earth. And Zedekiah king of Judah and his princes will I give into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life, and into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which are gone up from you. Behold, I will command, saith the Lord, and cause them to return to this city, and they shall fight against it, and take it, and burn it with fire. And I will make the cities of Judah a desolation without an inhabitant. See, the Lord has been speaking to me. He's been speaking to all of us, but he's been speaking to me, and he's also speaking to y'all, telling me to get out, to basically depart from this city where I'm at and take my journey north. And then I'll be coming back, not to the location where I'm at now, but I will be coming back to Florida. I'll be coming back to Panama or Leesburg. I'm not sure which. Because the Lord has been telling me, especially over these last couple of days, to keep doing my travels and preach His word, speak His word, to all of y'all, to remind to everyone I encounter that He puts in my path. And that being said, as I had said prior to this, I was at a Starbucks yesterday doing some computer work, and it started raining, so I had to go, or started sprinkling a little bit. I had to go out there and cover all my gear up with my tarp, with my little small tarp, and then it took me hours, to get this computer work done. 2 minutes after the work I was doing got finished, It came a torrential downpour. Therefore, I wasn't leaving the Starbucks where I was at. So I stayed in there, and then a young black man, middle-aged, middle-aged black man, walked in, real nice man, me and him, we started talking. And the Lord was speaking to me through him. Because night before last, I was at a store somewhere. I don't remember where, if I was at Walmart or a gas station, whatever. But I was reaching in my wallet to get some money out to pay for whatever it was, right? Which I'm gonna reach in my wallet again, and I had reaching in to pull out my money, right? Well, instead of pulling out my money, I hope y'all can see this pretty good. And I'll bring it a bit closer. Hope it ain't blurry. But that is my oldest boy, approximately about 8 years ago. He's in Arkansas. I tried to make contact with him, through Facebook, Messenger or whatever. I tried to look him up on Facebook, and I haven't been able to. I even tried the other night to look him up, and I haven't been. I wasn't able to because I downloaded Facebook uh, for oh darn, Marketplace. There you go. But I pulled that out, and I looked at that, and I was like, wow, okay, now you're trying to tell me something, right? Well, then but I was talking to this, guy yesterday. He, I was telling him, the same story, about me reaching in my wallet, trying to get money out, and I pulled those photos out of my son, and he's like, it's kind of, it's like God's trying to tell you something, and I was like, yeah, he's like, and he apologized, and I'm like, no, don't, you're right, and I was, when my youngest one was called home, I adjusted the camera. I had my mother's side of the family, a cousin of mine and her significant other. While I was on a load, under a load, delivering a load to Minnesota, she asked when I was coming back, blah, 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 when I was going to be back in town, and I told her, so-and-so day or whatever. Well, from that day, from the day I told her till that day when I was going to be back in town, her and her significant other had kind of put a rush on with an attorney, and sneakingly took guardianship of him, or because your custody of him, or I got some papers, where I couldn't, pick up my son from school or whatever, and basically take him where I was staying, Then they winded up getting full custody of him after a time. Well, I was mad at them. I hated them. I could not stand them because of that. Then, as y'all know, my intervention with God back in September 28th of 23, for the first time in many, many years, since I was 11 and a half years old, when my grandfather got called home, was when I turned my back away from, against God. I had an intervention with him on September 28th. And my grandfather spoke to me like I was right here and said, call me by my government name, which I'm not going to say. But he told me it was all okay, it was all forgiven. I started making sense out of everything. And I had to forgive myself for a lot of things forgive my parents, basically, forgive my cousin, and thank God for the time that I've had with my loved ones, as we all should. We should be grateful for that precious time. And that being said, I try, I come to forgive my cousin and them, for what they, for how they went about getting custody of my son. And I'm actually glad they did what they did because that was part of God's plan all along, right? And I know that I couldn't have, I realized that I couldn't have done what they have done for him, but done for him all this time. Yes, it's been, 8 years since I've seen him. Roughly, 8 years, somewhere along in there. And I miss him every day, and I've tried to make the best of it every day. And but I had to go through some heartache, some hardships, and some lessons, and then thank God that he did what he did, and that he used my cousins, and blessed them with my son, and blessed my son with a good home, with a loving home and a loving family. And I love my son. I'm grateful for my son, and I guess this is really the beginning of a documentary, if you will, or a series, if you will, um, that's fixing to start. Going to see my son. That I may leave here after a while. I may leave tomorrow. Uh, I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to take off because I've even got to go back to Arkansas regardless to get to renew my license plates as well this month. Oh, everything makes is making sense. Uh, Everything has to happen for a reason. So if something's happening or whatever, and and you're like, why? You know, don't get mad about it. I know it's hard not to get frustrated sometimes when things don't go the way we exactly planned them, but it's not our place. It's God's. It's part of God's plan. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go up there and see my son, speak to him, and this is God telling me, even through that man I was talking to yesterday. I need to go try to make amends with my son while I'm still here before God calls me home. Not saying it's going to be next week, next year, next month, whatever. But go make amends with my son while I got a chance. That way, we can try to rebuild a relationship. And who knows? I mean, maybe he might have me a grandchild one day. And that'll be a blessing for him and I both, and the mother of the child. That'll be another precious gift from God, as we all are. Um, that's all I've got for this one. So stay tuned. There will be more coming. I will let y'all know when we take off from here, and then we'll start that journey back there. Of course, we'll still continue, obviously, living on the bike. That's not going to change. 'Cause I love this. I truly am very happy. I am at peace. I am where God has led me to be, and I know that without question. I have been wanting to make contact with my son, but I've been scared to, and obviously it wasn't time yet. Now it's time, and I'm really hoping that if my son does come across this video, I've missed you, son. But I don't know if you want me calling you that, but I'll tell you, I'll say I miss you, Noah. I love you, and I hope, pray to God that we can build a relationship, whether it be father and son or just a friend that you know, or sperm donor, however you want to look at it. Um, but I do love you, and I've missed you, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there, that I haven't been there. I know sorry is not going to fix it, but I believe it's a start. So if y'all like this, please like, share, subscribe. And for those of y'all that want to help me keep this going, and this project going, and this life going, and just building, there's a link to my Cash App for those of y'all that want to donate. And the rest of y'all, I hope y'all enjoy it. It's all free material.